Professor A.K. Enamelhaque explains why global investors are considering investing in Bangladesh.
1970 and 2020 are not same. Completely changed. In 1970, per capita income is $120. Today's per capita income is $2,000. In 1970, population was 7.5 crore. Today it is 16.5 crore. So if I look into the population, so you start looking at it. In 1970, 71, 72, total budget of Bangladesh was less than a budget of BRAC. So you realize that how big is its economy. A lot of people, when you go to macroeconomy, we do not never look into the number. And I did not use actually anything. All I said, what is our per capita income? And we started, remember this year per capita income is $2,069. Now we can use the same number. If you don't like it, you can smaller number. Per family size, we all know 4.09. That's the family size. So population in 16.5 crore. I did not change any numbers. Based on these numbers, I just did your calculation, and you realize that this economy is a huge economy. And that is why what you expect, countries are fighting to invest in Bangladesh. You will see China trying to come into Bangladesh. You see India trying to come into Bangladesh. You will see UK trying to come into Bangladesh. You see Russia trying to come into Bangladesh. Everyone. You will see Thailand coming to Bangladesh. Malaysia is also thinking the same way. But the problem is that many of us are not thinking that way. Many of us living in 2020, imagining 1970. You live here, do not imagine there. Look carefully. This is Bangladesh. There's a significant change in Bangladesh that had happened. Most people don't see that. And that's why when you plan it, you should look into macroeconomic picture of a country. Why am I talking about economic growth? Because economic growth has an advantage. If an economy is growing at 7%, that means it is growing here. And if you step into this country to do business, you are not stepping into somebody else's business because his business is already here. Next year, he's also doing the business. I'm only looking at the new business. So if you are entering into new businesses, and that's a separate territory, existing businesses don't feel threatened. On the other hand, if you want to start a business in countries where economic growth is very low, best example, let's say you look into a country where France, Japan even, the economic growth is very low, sometimes negative. So if you are entering into an economy where economic growth is negative, just given or even zero, how can you enter? If you enter into a country where economic growth is zero, that means you actually take out somebody else's revenue, right? You take somebody else's business.
Or market share.
Market share, that's exactly the idea, that this was your, now I want to enter, so I will take up this part. Will he be happy? This is the existing. So that's why you find out it is very difficult to do business in an economy which is not growing. It is always worth investing in an economy which is growing because you don't touch him, you touch the extra. This is the extra. So you touch the extra. Why? Because I'm not touching your business, I'm just adding new businesses. Otherwise, you'll find out people will protest. They will say, no, I don't want Chinese to enter into America. Now you realize why Americans are saying Chinese should not be allowed. Because if you want to enter into America, which is not growing, remember growth rate is very low, you are eating their pocket. You are taking money from their pocket. And the pocket is going to the Chinese. So obviously Americans are not happy. And this will be true if you are an Indian. It's just a matter of time. If the Indian does the same thing, they will be equally angry. At the moment they are targeting Chinese, tomorrow they will be targeting Indian. The answer is very reasonable, it's very simple. Because they realize that, look, you are coming to cut my pocket. My economy is not growing. So if you are looking at a macroeconomy and say, look, I want to invest. Remember, my decision is, I want to invest. So which economy should be your first target? An economy with high economic growth. An economy with high economic growth means that is an economy you can enter and people would not mind. People would not see that you have entered because you are not cutting into his pocket. That's why if you start looking at the global world, let me look into the global world a little bit clearly. So if you look into those whole world, what you see, Bangladesh is a tiny, small country, very small country. That is Bangladesh. And this has a very high growth. So people from Japan is looking at Bangladesh and say, I want to go and start to build up something. I want to make their port. People from China is coming to Bangladesh. India is coming to Bangladesh. Thailand is coming to Bangladesh. Americans are coming to Bangladesh. They said, I want to go to. British are coming to Bangladesh. So you see how they are looking into. Because if you enter into a country which is growing and which is a big economy, remember, as 10% growth or 10% growth of out of 100 is only equal to 1. 10% growth of 1,000 equal to 100. So remember that you are, so Sri Lanka, which is there, but remember Sri Lankan economy is a smaller economy compared to Bangladesh. And if you look into the growth rate, and that's exactly is happening globally. Many countries is looking at Bangladesh, they say this is a very interesting country, it's growing. And it has been growing significantly since 1990. So if you look into the Bangladesh growth picture,
please subscribe to this channel to receive updates on new videos.